Hello beautiful souls, I'm Queen Bean Tarot and today I'm doing a reading. I feel called to do a reading on health. So this is a general reading, so I'm going to try and get as much as I can so I can, have a huge array for everyone, but also this could be for someone very specific, just depending on what and who I'm channeling. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If you want to like, share, comment, I would really appreciate it, especially if it resonates. I would love that only because it helps with the YouTube algorithm, and I'm trying to get my messages and my voice to be heard on this app. So yes, I would very much appreciate it. So we have transit, climate, and anything else. So I'm using, this is the Star Codes Astro Oracle. We also have this one coming out, and we have the Sun. We had a lot wanting to flip on out. But I think we have everything that we needed. Okay, source. So sun source, trine sextile symbiosis, and transits. 55. It reminded me of like a transit train, like, you know, hopping on a train to go somewhere. So it is the climate. So the planets are always moving through time and space, always spinning around us. When those planets form geometric relationships to one another, they create transits, the astrological weather conditions of the day that affects us all. When a moving planet forms a geometric relationship to a planet in your natal chart, that transitioning, or whatever, those planets can act like a guest who enters your house, sits in your kitchen, or sprawls in your living room. It activates that part of your existence. If that transiting planet talks to your Mars, it activates your warrior nature, the fight or flight response. If it talks to your moon, it initiates a story centered around your home, your family, and how you're nurturing yourself. Ah, that's very interesting. So it feels like this is extremely interconnected. And I'm asking for your health, so it could mean that like you have a health condition that's impacting many other parts of your body, and also like your emotions and your hormones and your activities and the people around you. Let's see, we also have trine sextile, which is symbiosis. So trine and sextile planets promote collaboration by backing one another up, cheering one another on, and adding strength and value to their roles. A trine is formed by two planets 1/3 of the way around the circle from each other, 120 degrees apart. A sextile is half that, 60 degrees apart. Trine planets operate from the same element, fire, earth, air, or water, and speak that language. Sextile planets relate from the same polarity, but in different modalities, cardinal, fixed, or mutable. They operate like supportive, non-competitive best buddies. Okay, which is what I sort of thought. It's gonna be a lot of people helping you and working together and backing you up. It could be coming together and family helping each other out for something that you are dealing with medically, or helping with a lot of information, giving you what you need, especially if you do seem to have a few different medical conditions impacting you, or one is creating another. Like you might have something that affects something else, that you might have a condition that's affecting, your giving you diabetes, for example. Like you have something that's going to lead to diabetes, or insulin. So if you have, like, for example, if you're female, doesn't mean you have to, this is just an example, you have PCOS affects your insulin resistance, which can affect your weight gain or weight loss. You might be wanting to try and lose weight, but then when you look into that, you find out you have PCOS, and then to figure out how to deal with that, you have to do a whole massive shift, and you're learning how hormones work and how it's all interconnected. And it's not an easy fix. It really isn't. I know so many people who have PCOS, and I myself have it. But that's just an example, an example. You have a condition that you didn't know you had, and you went in for something else, and you learnt about it, and that it impacts you and all these other parts of your life so much. I feel like you're going to get a lot of support and help with it, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be something so serious. It could be something much more minor. It could be something even more serious. Source, the sun. In your natal chart, the sun symbolizes the core of your personality, your life force, ego, and consciousness. The sign and aspects of the sun describe how you express that basic vital energy. From our earthly perspective, the sun circles the zodiac once a year, but in truth, the sun is the center point around which the planets revolve. All their other bodies in our solar system reflect its light. It is unimaginably huge. 1 million Earths could fit within. So I've got a feeling like this is probably going to help your vitality, help you overcome and deal with whatever it is that you are facing. It could also mean that, it is everything you've ever wanted. When people step up to help you with something that you were probably really concerned about, if you see this person's actually like curled in and on themselves, they're worried, they're overthinking, they feel secluded and scared, like no one understands what they're dealing with. However, all these people come together. It feels like angels and birds coming together to not only give you information and messages, but to give you props and to back you up and to give you confidence and to tell you all the great things you are good at and how you can overcome this, how strong you are. They're boosting your confidence at the same time as backing you up and helping you with what you need during this time. If this is like, this could be anything as serious, because I've asked for health specifically. This could be anything from, you were lacking confidence because you found out you have something that might make it harder for you to do a marathon, but you've had all these people backing you up, telling you you can do it so long as you try. That's all you need, and it boosts you up, and it's everything you needed to be able to get through it, and it could be something even more serious. I don't like to throw around the C word, but if someone is dealing with that in their family, I feel like you're going to have a lot of help, a lot of support. You do have the Page of Pentacles. This is typically a younger person. It can be someone giving you a gift, someone very loyal to you, helping you out. It could be someone giving you money or doing the things that you need to be done when you need it done, especially if you are with your health issues, having mobility issues, like this person's curled in on themselves. I'm sorry, but I am a woman. This is how I feel like every time of that month. If for women listening, you know what I mean. I'm curled up. I am in hermit mode. You throw food at me and you leave because I'm not walking, I'm in pain, I am discomforted. So yeah, and I feel like there's a lot to celebrate. Like, you're gonna be with these people celebrating, they're gonna be supporting you, listening to you. You're gonna have reasons to get together, and it can be like, like maybe you've been unwell, maybe you've got influenza A or something. Like, I don't like to say this sort of stuff. Like, I had influenza A, it was sucky as hell. You don't eat, you don't drink, you do not move, you try to just survive. And like, I feel like they might come over and they might help clean and cook and do the stuff that you can't do while you're unwell, while you're going through these health issues. Death is the end of something, but the beginning of something else. Doesn't mean you're gonna die. Please don't listen to that. But whatever resonates, like I said. But yeah, it's the ending of something, the end of something, but the beginning of something else. It could mean that, like, you thought you were going to, you know, this was going to be the end of it. But of course, when it comes to medical conditions, I know, like, I've had it really rough in my life. It's the main reason why I felt like I had to ask about health, because I've dealt with a lot of health and issues, and I've had so many friends, family, strangers, everyone from every walk of life mention health issues, from every country, from every religion, from every background, ethnicity. Like, everyone has had some sort of, you know, health conditions. So I figured I would ask about that, and that's why I felt called to. Seven of Cups is having options, thinking through your options and considering the best path for you and your situation. You're trying to make smart choices for the future as well. Do know that even though you have a heap of options, not every single one is positive, and to definitely think about it very clearly and to make the right choice for you and in your situation at the time. I do feel like you're going to have support making these sort of choices. I don't think they're going to be easy choices. This could be like, you know, money or bills, or especially if someone is suffering from chronic conditions, it is incredibly intense and it affects every part of your life. It affects you work. Some people have to cease work because they cannot work. It's not possible. Other times it could be finances. You can't afford the medication, and unfortunately in this day and age in the economy, that is a very real thing. Some people are having to choose between food and medication, and some of the medication they need to have it to continue surviving. It is very intense. It's not easy. Yeah, it isn't a nice place to be in. Let's see, do we have any more coming through? I do feel like with the Death card, it is something that you're looking through with a new viewpoint on. If you are someone who's never had a health condition and this shows up, it could be that you experience something really, really terrible and you're sort of a little bit more appreciative of something that people deal with on a daily basis. We do also have the Nine of Wands, to persevere and to you're nearly at the finish line. You might have the Death card could mean new invigoration, like a new kick up the backside. It could also mean you get a new heading, like you might actually have someone like step up and give you more information, or you might have a new doctor take over your care and they had a whole renown of resources and information on whatever it is that you're dealing with medically, and they actually, it feels like a new start, like, oh, that's the end, like, we're not going to treat you the way you were being treated, we've got a whole new way of doing it, and this is you know, day one, we're starting new. That could mean that, hence why you might have a lot of new options or decisions offered to you. You might have new medications offered, and I feel like it is going to be hard, but it feels like it's quite black and white, like you're given all the information you need and you know what you're sort of facing head on. It's funny, they show you a zebra and they put like a horn on it. But yeah, the Nine of Wands is all about, there is a burden, that it isn't easy. But yeah, you are considering, let me see if I'll stick this under this is the stand, so I'll stick that there and that there. The Five of Cups is about considering your options. I feel like you're probably more upset of what you have lost. Like, I feel like you're thinking about what you could lose. You're thinking of the negative side of stuff, not the positive side of stuff, maybe the percentages, or you're looking at like the side effects of a medication instead of what it helps with. I think you're thinking like that. You're looking at the spilled 3 drinks instead of the full 2 cups that are ahead of you. I feel like there's probably, if this is something severe, like a really full-on, you know, medical condition or event that has happened, you're probably looking at, like, let's say the bill of the hospital that you get after going home, and you're just like, oh my god, and you're thinking of all the negativity instead of being like, well, look at all the care I've gotten and how, you know, how my recovery has gone and all the information I got. Like, it was definitely something that I needed, and it is, in the long run, it's going to be what helps me get through this event, and it's going to help me survive pretty much. And it's like, you're looking at, like, the cup half full, not, you're looking at it half empty, not half full. So, you can be a little melancholy, and you are definitely, I wish this was bigger, you're definitely thinking of, like, it's keeping you awake. So this could be something that it is feeling like a really big event. So whoever this is really resonating with, and I feel like this is for someone, like, there's definitely going to be people in the collective feeling this. You have lost sleep over this, you've been worrying about this. I have a feeling you're worrying about the people who are connected to you and how they will deal with this. How will they afford this medication? How will they deal with you having this medical condition? How will they view this? How will they cope with this? And because, like, do know that when you get sick, a lot of people will go, oh, well, it becomes your whole personality. And sadly, it is true. It does become a massive focal point because you are dealing with this for a long period of time, and it is hard for many. It is, especially, like, if you consider, like, the first time a child gets sick, like, it hits them so hard. They've never experienced that. If you don't experience that until you're much older, it hits you really hard because you've never experienced that. Of course, this is like seeing color for the first time. You wouldn't know what to expect, like a deaf person hearing noise for the first time. Like, that is shocking. A blind person seeing for the first time, it's like a massive shock to the system. Of course, the immune system is very, you know, useful because it's never dealt with this, so it's very healthy. So you're in a, you know, an upper echelon of being able to deal with something, but it's like, it is shocking to the system, and unfortunately it can be very easy to absorb that and to talk about it and be like, oh my god, and go on and on and on. So it might be doing that, and people around you are seeing that more off, like, oh, you know, they would be mentioning it, and that could be something that you were thinking about, or that's just a very specific thing that showed up. I feel like you are worrying about other people, other things, and it is like you do think about the future a lot. The Fool did pop up, so the Fool is about a new beginning again. A leap of faith. You're doing something outside of your comfort zone, but it is exactly what you need. It is the healing you need. It is the medication you need, the process you need. I've got a feeling this is experimental, I'm hearing. It could be that you're going into a study, or something, like you're doing something that's brand new to the medical field, or you're being given something that's new, like a medication. I feel like you're gonna sort of bite the bullet. If you have been thinking about what path to take, what to do, and there's one thing that's a bit newer, or something that doesn't have a lot of research or backing up, like, I mean, something that's certified, you know, something that's new to the, you know, the medical field, but you're being advised by a medical professional who is backed up and has all of their, you know, medical training, because do be safe, don't be duped by people. Protect, you know, yourself, your health, and your finances, because some people are terrible. So do be safe, but do take the option that's a bit of a leap of faith, that might be outside of your comfort zone, because it is going to be what's going to heal you. So the Ace of Cups is of, like, new health, new emotions. It could be like a romance or something, but it is, because we're thinking of it in health, it's like you're going to have the energy, you're going to have your cup full and overflowing, you're going to feel better than you ever did. So it's like fully healing. I want to get any advice, because it seems like this for whoever resonates with this, this is a lot. This is a huge ordeal for you. This could even be something you've been dealing with for most of your life. The death card that did show up earlier could mean that you got diagnosis. Like some people go many years or even decades without a diagnosis, and it is so horrible, especially if you get gaslit by many professionals in the health field. It is so upsetting to try and deal with that. I feel like you are going to be supported by family should you try to face diagnosis, and yeah, you are going to have fairness, good karma, cause and effect, legal truth, accountability. If you are facing any legal stuff because of past, you know, stuff to deal with your health, or let's say you've gone the legal route due to malpractice, that's also going to turn out positive. I feel like you're going to get a balance, you're going to get answers, and you're going to get the help and the healing that you need. Justice is unbiased. It deals out what is needed. Listen to your intuition and seek out help as you need to, and you will have it you know, come around and be helped. You will be helped. You will get the answers. So that death card could be you getting a diagnosis and having a new viewpoint and having a whole new regime in health, like, you know, having something new offered to you, as in a new, it's like a new step-by-step process of how you're going to deal with it and how you're going to get better from it, and what, like, you know, now we know it's this that you're suffering from, what do we do now? Like, and that's where that Seven of Cups might be coming in. You do have the King of Wands coming up as advice. I feel like this is probably someone who's going to be helping you. So this could be a new doctor. It could be someone who's very optimistic about your health. It could be the person who steps in with taking care of you, like the doctor who takes over your case or your care, is a King of Wands. Now, a King of Wands is a king of fire, so it could be a Leo, a Scorpio, an Aries, and they are fire signs. They are passionate, they are driven, but they know what to do. They are very controlling, not like in a bad way, like they can be, but I'm not feeling that. I feel like they know what to do for you. They're taking charge and they're gonna do it. They stick to their word and they have really good morals. So yeah, any other advice for the health of whoever is resonating with this message today, for their health, for their healing, for their process of healing, for their, and you know, it feels like you've gone through a big journey with this. The thing with health is once you get something that's happened with health, it does feel like it might only last like a month, it might be a week, but it feels like, you know how time is changed and shifted, and it's like, it's as if time is different. So it might only be like a couple of days, but it feels like it's been a week, or you might have only dealt with it for like a year, but it feels like it's been decades. Like your time, your perception of time changes because you're dealing with something that impacts you physically so deeply, but it is also exhausting, and it drags on, and it's hard, and it can deceive your perception of time. So that's another thing. Like I feel like either you have been dealing with this for a long time, or it feels like you've dealt with it for a long time because your perception has changed. You know how like you're sick and you sleep and you wake up and it feels like it's been days later because you've been so exhausted and discombobulated, like that feeling. That's how I'm sort of getting from this. You also had the King of Cups come up. This is a very emotionally devoted and mature, loving person. They're very compassionate and very supportive. They're typically an empath. This is your water signs. So it's like your Scorpio, your I think it's Pisces. I'm trying to think of all the star signs. It's always the hardest thing when it comes to the star signs. I can never quite remember all the star signs, especially the water, which is ironic because I tend to be good with remembering the star signs, but I just can't seem to pull on it today. So maybe you are also noticing with your health, with the health that you're dealing with, the health issues, it's affecting your ability to think clearly. But yeah, you have your Pisces, you have your Scorpio, and you also, there's one more, I'm trying to find it, your Cancer, of course, the crab, guys. Oh my god, how could I have forgotten? I actually grabbed them out so I can show them. So you have your Scorpio, your Cancer, and your Pisces. So these are your water signs. So someone's going to be also helping you. These could be the people who are supporting you, backing you up, helping you out. I would also like to be able to show you the fire signs, which is your Sagittarius, which would be this one. This could mean that you have a few doctors or nurses backing you up, helping you out, but this could also be direct people in your life, like, a husband, a mother, a brother, a sister, a cousin, someone who has been helping you and helping you get through this very difficult process. They might be taking you to your appointments, taking you to get scans or blood tests, or they could be helping you, like, taking care of your house and cleaning up for you, and while you're unwell, they could be doing a lot of that for you. It could be a son, a daughter. I am getting the feeling that it could definitely be a son, someone backing you up. So those are the star signs that are connected to those two. But I feel like the advice is to trust in good karma, trust that things will get better. The people that you need are in your corner, to relax and actually lean on them. That's what I'm feeling, to lean on them. It's okay to let go of control for someone else to take care of you. But yeah, you do have support, and even if you've been dealing with something for a very long time and they didn't really show much support back then or help or something, like maybe it was that they didn't understand it, they will with whatever is happening. But yeah, there's a huge shift, a huge change for you, and this is the reading I've got. So I'm wishing you all love, light, and positive vibes. Please consider like, sharing, and comment. It does help with the YouTube algorithm. I'm wishing you all health. I wish you all to get healthier, better, to live a great, healthy life. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye.